Hello everyone, you're welcome to my series of videos on research techniques. And in this series, I'll be talking specifically on project reports and scientific paper writing techniques. This is one of the key things that our research scientists are very much interested in. It's one thing to conduct research, collect the data, design your experiment, collect the data, analyze your results and stuff, and so on. But then you need to prepare a report. And in this series of videos, I'll be taking us through what it takes to prepare very good scientific reports or scientific papers that can be acceptable for publication in very reputable journals. Now, this presentation will be general in nature, such that it will not focus on a specific discipline. It's something that will be applicable across disciplines, whether you are in the sciences or even in the social sciences and so on. You will be able to find this, the things I will be talking about here, very useful. In addition, if you're a graduate student or early career researcher, you will also find this series of videos very helpful in helping you to know how to come up with high quality research papers that will be acceptable in reputable journals. So let's get started. You're welcome. Let's see, why do we need to write a project report or a research paper? Why is it necessary? That's the first thing we want to look at. And I want to say that research paper or project report is a means of communicating scientific work to a wide audience. When you do your research in your place, in your locality, people around you may not really be aware of what you have done, what you are working on. But when you put it in writing in form of a scientific paper and you get it published, a wider audience is able to see what you are doing. And that's one of the reasons why we need to write research paper. Also, it's a means of promoting science, advancing knowledge, and sharing discoveries. By writing research paper, we promote science. Things that people, intuition that people have, they put it on paper, they carry out research on it, and come up with new findings, which helps to advance knowledge. And then it's also a means of sharing your discoveries. When you have discovered something, you want to share it with your peers. And scientific paper or project report is a means of getting that done. Also, it's a means of adding value to research efforts. So value is added to your research efforts when you publish the findings in a report or in a research paper. And then, of course, it's also a way of showcasing your productivity as a researcher. Because how do we know whether you are productive as a researcher? It is by seeing your output. And so project report or research paper is a form of output that people can see and evaluate or assess your productivity as a researcher. So those are means of showcasing your productivity as a researcher. Now, what is the purpose? What purpose is research report meant to serve? What is the purpose of research reports? The first thing is that the first purpose is to provide the information regarding the findings of research work. So your research report is one of the reasons why we prepare research report is to provide information regarding your findings, your methods, your data analysis, your conclusion, and so on, in a systematic, scientific, and acceptable way. Now, if we don't have research reports, then we will not be able to know how you did what you did or what were your findings. But in research reports, you state your methodology, you show the data, the summary of the data you have collected, and the results of your analysis, and discussion of the results and stuff. So all these are ways of presenting your findings in a systematic, scientific, and accepted way. Also, another purpose of research report is to prove the worth and legitimacy of assigned research job. Now, if you are assigned a task to do a research to conduct, it is your reports that will be used to assess the worth of what you have done and the legitimacy as well. Without a report, there will be nothing for anybody to use to assess the worth of what you have done. Another purpose of research report is to provide tools for the assessment of the quality and capability of researcher within and outside the academia. So your research report is actually a tool that can be used to assess your quality as a researcher or as a scholar, and as well as your capability. In addition, another purpose of research report is to communicate the research findings professionally and elicit crucial facts for policy formulation and decision making. When you prepare your reports, it's a way of communicating in writing your research findings. And that forms a template, or a basis rather, for policy formulation. So decision makers can take your report, look at what your findings are, look at what the recommendations are, and use that to shape their policies. So that's a very important purpose for research reports. And finally, it's to facilitate identification of knowledge gaps in any particular field. When you prepare your reports, oftentimes you will state the limitations of the study. Oftentimes you will also state areas of further research. And so anybody reading your report can have an idea of where the gaps are in knowledge in that particular field. And that helps upcoming researchers to know where to direct their efforts in terms of opening new frontiers of research to be able to fill the knowledge gaps. So these are the reasons why we prepare research reports. In the next video, we will discuss the different types of research reports. See you then.